So, good morning to each and everyone. So, our lesson for today is about blended learning. So, what is blended learning? First, for introduction, many students want flexibility in their learning, both in school and at home. Blended learning makes it possible combining online and in-person education. Technology is key to making blended learning effective in education. So, blended learning is defined as the learning system that combines face-to-face instruction with computer-mediated instructions. Blended learning also is a face-to-face instruction computer-mediated learning. Blended learning is called hybrid learning. Technology-mediated instruction, web-enhanced instruction, and mixed-mode instruction. These are some terms that can be connected to the word or to the title blended learning. In 2006, the term became more concrete with the publication of the first handbook of blended learning by Bonk and Graham. So, way back, before 2006, hindi pa kilala ang word na blended learning or the term blended learning to other people. While because of Bonk and Graham, when they publicate their first handbook, doon nakilala ang phrase or the term blended learning. So based on Garrison and Vaughan 2008, they echoed some features of blended learning instructional delivery. It considers the power of online and offline learning. It should be noted that students in the current milieu learn more with the presence of technology. However, physical presence and interaction are also vital in co-constructing knowledge. With the merging features, blended learning is the essential mode of instructional delivery, learning toward flexibility and personalization of learning. So, here in number one, parang tinuturing nila na dapat ang mga kabataan in this generation is technologically based or dapat na-adapt na ng mga kabataan ang technology and they know how to use online. However, hindi lang dapat naka-depend ang mga kabataan through the technology because we also need the physical presence of the like inside the classroom or yung physical na magkakaroon tayo ng interaction between teachers, students, and students. For number two, it ensures teacher support and engagement. The use of blended learning does not decrease teacher support and engagement. A blended learning teacher need to address the learners by quickly responding to their online tasks, intelligently preparing materials, and regularly facilitating in classroom activities. So dito sa number two, kailangan ang mga teachers natin is mabilis silang makapag-respond sa mga task activities na pinapasa ng mga students through online. Kasi nga, blended learning, dapat matuto rin yung mga teachers natin on how they will use the technology or the online. And also, dapat laging prepare yung mga teacher natin when it comes to providing the materials that our students needed. So for number three, it promotes independent learning. One of the critical features of blended learning is fostering independent learning. So dito sa number three, parang tinutukoy niya na kailangan maging independent ang mga students natin on how they will learn on their own. Kailangan nilang mag-search, magbasa without the guide of other people. But they can also ask or communicate to their teachers through online or they can communicate also to their co-students. For number four, It supports peer interaction. The literature is rich with evidence that student-to-student interaction sustains any online instructional delivery. Since blended learning is partly online, students can still interact with their students through proper use of online activities. So here, meron din yung mga available platforms, apps that can be used by other students to communicate also to to their other co-students and also to their peers, friends inside the classroom. Kahit hindi naman sila nagkikita in person, there are also other alternatives where they can communicate. So for the elements of blended learning, first is the capacity building. Teachers are equipped with pedagogical or technological skills to implement sustained highly effective blended learning environment. So dito nagkakaroon dapat na ang mga teachers natin a proper training on how they will implement or deliver the blended learning system. Next is the technology utilization, where the teachers use technology to enhance and redefine instruction meaningfully. So dito, through the trainings, matututo yung mga teacher natin on how they will use the technology to properly enhance the way they will teach their students kahit hindi na sila nagkakaroon ng discussion face-to-face. Next is the student ownership, where the student become agent of their learning process with a greater access to tools, resources, and progress data. So dito, magkakaroon na ng more available materials ang mga students natin. That's why they can be agent on their own or parang sila na mismo ang matututo on their own while discovering other things that is not present way back in their own classroom. Next is the data management and usage. So here, hindi ka lang collect ng mga data, but you need to manage properly what are the data that is being collected and also kailangan mong gamitin yung mga data na yon and their proper usage. Next is the models of blended learning. It is not possible that when you want to use blended learning, you will proceed immediately in constructing lesson plan. There are models of blended learning that you can choose from depending upon the setup that addresses students' needs and topic requirements. According to Horn and Staker 2014, the four models include the following. So, first is the rotation model. Here in the rotation model, hindi ka lang mag-i-stay sa isang area or station, but you need to experience all the stations like the station rotation, lab rotation, flip rotation, and individual rotation. So, hindi ka lang focus sa isang subject, but you will be able to experience each subject. So first is the station rotation. Here, the station rotation occurs or subject in which students experience the rotation model with contained classroom or group classroom. The station rotation model differs from the individual rotation model because students rotate through all the stations. Dito yung sinabi ko na hindi lang sila mag-focus sa isang area but they will parang iikot sila in different stations to experience each subject. Next is the lab rotation, a course or subject in which students rotate to a computer lab for the online learning station. So here, gagamit ang mga students natin ng the computer laboratory where they will parang magsasalitan or there are division between students kung sino yung gagamit ng computer for their online learning class. So next is the flipped classroom. So na-discuss na to na Isel where it is a combination between face-to-face and also the online para maging convenient sa other students na nahihirapan to access a proper class like face-to-face, so that kung hindi sila maka-attend sa face-to-face, there are also available online class. Next is the individual rotation, a course or subject in which each student has an individualized playlist and does not necessarily rotate to each available station or modality. So, dito individual rotation, may kanya-kanya silang mga pinag-aaralan or subjects na kailangan nilang tutukan. So, it is not necessarily need na mag-rotate sila or pumunta sila sa ibang area to learn kasi naka-assign na sa kanila yung mga pag-aaralan nila. Number three is the a la carte model. The student takes a full online course with the other experience that the student pick up the face-to-face class. So here, parang in a year, parang in a full school year or academic year, parang dinivide nila into two, wherein yung half is face-to-face class, where yung another half is you can use it to do online class or yung parang yung availability, you can kapag available ka, you can use it for the face-to-face, while kapag hindi ka naman available, there are availability wherein you can use online class para makahabol ka pa rin the discussion. Next is the enriched virtual model. The students are required to take face-to-face learning sessions with their instructor, then the remaining weeks for the course will use remotely to complete coursework. So here, the students are required to attend their face-to-face discussion with their instructor, while after that session or discussion, the students can use the remaining weeks or remaining time to do their work like the activities, performance, and other coursework that is being tasked to them. And for this, that as you can see, in critical learning space and tools for blended learning, for information, in traditional classroom, it was being presented or the information is being presented on the board, while in digital classroom, it can be presented through website, blog, web page, text message, or chat box. Like yung ginagawa ng mga teachers na nagsisend sila through the Google Classroom, Messenger, or the group chats. For the discussion, in traditional classroom, whole group or small group real-time conversation or nagkakaroon tayo ng face-to-face or real-time asking questions to our teacher and our conversation between teacher and student or student and student. For a digital classroom naman, it is an asynchronous discussion wherein pwede siyang maging online class or online announcements. In collaboration, in traditional classroom, we can do small group work or at desk wherein magkakaroon ng mga groupings para magkaroon ng proper collaboration between students. While in digital classroom, we can use apps or platforms where we can communicate with other students to properly collaborate and do our task. And for the creation, for the traditional, it is limited to tools and supplies that is being present inside the classroom. While in digital classroom, it is limitless online applications kasi marami ng application na available like the Canva, Word, PowerPoint presentation, and other apps that we can do to create our task or our performance task. So that's all for the blended learning.